Well, this is quite possibly the most detailed and stunning coin, if you could even call it a coin. It's technically a coin. Look, it's got the Queen's head on it. It's the Ares God of War 1 kilo. I remember having the 2-ounce version of this and making an absolute mint on it when I flipped. Is that going to happen, though, for a kilo piece like this that costs thousands? Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for this week's In Focus Friday. We're going to take a break from all the Royal Mint stuff to talk about something else that is pretty cool and made of silver. Now this is a very cool piece, and it's one that I've seen the design for before, because the God series, and this one in particular, the Ares God of War, is one that I stacked / collected / flipped for a nice profit. But here we have a kilo version of that Ares God of War coin, and that is a proper dinner plate of a coin. Wow, what a sight to behold. Now, this has been generously lent to me. I have not bought this, I have not been given it, I'm not sponsored by anybody, but a customer of mine who bought it knowing that I had the 2-ounce version, thought it would be interesting for me to see and of course share here on the channel. So here it is, and we're going to have a real good close look at it in all of its glory, talk a little bit about the series, and also I guess a little bit about really low mintage, rare, collectible numismatics like this, and whether or not they actually can be a good idea to buy and potentially sell for profit. So all that said, let's crack on and have a good close look at this incredibly cool piece made of silver. Now, I am not going to crack this out of the capsule for a number of reasons. One, it's a big fat capsule and I don't want to risk damaging the capsule trying to pry it open. These things are properly secured, like there's like an internal vacuum almost on these. So it's really good to see that. Now, the level of detail on this is phenomenal. Now, the 2-ounce version was brilliant, and I'll tell a little story about it. So I got that coin, I thought it was fantastic, I loved it. It was one of the first ones out there to really start this theme of selective gold gilding. There were a few others out there, but it was the first one that really took off. And I saw it when I was looking through, I think it was PowerCoin's website, free shout out for them, and I got it. And I was really, really in love with it. I thought it was fantastic. So I kept hold of it for about a year and a bit, I think, and then the next one came out, which was Poseidon, which was equally as stunning with its own detailing. However, by that time, the 300 euros that I had spent on the 2-ounce version had risen in value to close to 1,000 euros. So I took the decision to exit whilst the going was good, so to speak, and I sold it on eBay of all places to a chap in Florida, and I was almost convinced I was going to get completely scammed. But no, it was a legit buyer. It was sent through international track services, and it got there all fine, and the buyer left feedback. Job done, fantastic. And I made myself a cool, after eBay fees, probably about 650 euros profit, so maybe £550. What's that, about $650, something like that, in profit on a 2-ounce silver coin, which was brilliant. So I bought the others in the series, the Poseidon, the Hephaestus and the Apollo, and I flipped them as well over time. The profit on the others was less, but it was still a little bit of profit here and there. I think I essentially broke even on the Apollo, and I skipped the Zeus, which was the last one in the series. So there's this tale there to be had that the first in the series is often actually the best in the series, and it will often be the one that is most sought after. Of course, when things come out, people, they like them, they buy them, they continue the series, and often you find that people skip later coins in series. Perhaps they don't like it as much as they thought. Perhaps they have to sell it because they didn't envisage having such expensive coins in their collection. But hey, that is the nature of it. But now, I think it's the Mint of Poland, I want to say. I think it is, yeah. They have created a 1 kilo version. Oh, and what a sight it is. You've been seeing it here. And goodness gracious me, the Mint of Poland does a fantastic job of creating these coins and creating them in such incredible detail. I do hope that the camera is doing enough justice to quite how much intricate levels of detail are on this. You look at this little chap here hiding away. It is monumentally detailed, and I can't imagine how much skill and effort goes into things like the die manufacturing and production, and of course the quality control steps. I can't see a single little flaw on this coin. You know, it's got this sort of brushed antique look, which will certainly not to be everybody's taste, but I think it's absolutely stunning. I've always loved antiqued pieces and coins, and I've always had an affinity for them. I've got a few in my collection still that I'm holding on to. And there's the gold gilding, and it's near perfect on this, on the sword there. There's just a teeny tiny bit that's not quite selected onto that hilt of the sword there, but still very, very good. And of course, the lion's head of Ares' shield. Really high quality, really well done. And, you know, if there was going to be major issues with the gold gilding on a kilo coin, that's where you would definitely see it. And whew, this certainly is good. Now, the elephant in the room here is, of course, pricing. This is a kilo of silver. And if you remember, I said that a 2-ounce version was about 300 euros. So if you extrapolate 2 ounces to a kilo, that's about a 16 ratio. 300 times 16 is 4,500. Now, this isn't 4,500 euros, but it is a cool 3 and a bit thousand euros. I think it's like 3,500 euros on some of the dealers. Yeah, 349995, that magical number, just a little under 3,500 on PowerCoin. It's a lot. It's a lot for a piece of silver for sure. It's more than proof from the Royal Mint would be for kilos, and you can see why though. I mean, it's pretty damn special. With a mintage of only 99, I think there is a little hidden certificate of authenticity in the box here. With a mintage of only 99 pieces, this is certainly a limited series or limited piece within the series. There's the certificate there. It's quite a nice certificate actually. So here missed the first page. There we go. So there's some of the specifications there. Edge plain, 99 pieces. You saw there that was a little serial number on the edge, which is number 9. Huge amount of high relief antique and selective gilding. Really, really cool. So yeah, big old piece. There's the little blurb about the 2-ounce silver as well, which I think is really, really fascinating. Hugely successful. There you go, Mint of Poland. It was Mint of Poland. So yes, I feel like this one has a little bit of potential, but I'm going to be completely honest. Like the guy who sent it to me to showcase for you all, you know, he's completely open that he knows that it's a bit of a gamble. It's certainly something that will not necessarily make him money. Now, when you extrapolate my successes from a 2-ounce and go, well, okay, if you made, you know, close to 1,000 euros for the 2-ounce piece, or that was the price that somebody paid for it, does that mean that somebody's going to pay 32,000 euros for this? Are you going to see that same, you know, price increase? Well, not 32, it'd be 16,000 at that same ratio. Is somebody going to, you know, completely blow all of their cash on this coin? And my argument would probably be no. I think there's an upper threshold on these types of things. That said, I could be wrong, and there could be a massive run on something like this. There could be people who've got the 2-ounce version who have to have the kilo version alongside, and with the mintage of only 99, there is only going to be a certain number of people who can get it physically. But it's a difficult one, and when there are only like 99 pieces, something like this, you can only go on the sort of reference sales of other people or other sellers out there, like businesses and things. And at the moment, they are still available in pre-order. I mean, with 99 out there, it's probably about the right number for something like this at that price point. There will be some people who want to buy it, but it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to sell at the other end. And not to mention the fact that it's so valuable that how do you get it to the person that buys it? Like if you sell it on eBay, is that worth the risk? I took a risk on my sale on eBay, but it was about 4 years ago, something like that when I did it. Yeah, I think eBay's worse than it was then. So where do you sell it? How do you sell it? Of course, the other thing to play in here is that the vast majority of us in the UK would have to buy this from Europe and therefore pay even more on it than you would elsewhere. So it's a difficult one for sure. But what we can certainly all agree is that it's stunningly beautiful. It's stunningly well made, and it's a real treat to be able to see it. So a big thank you to my subscriber, customer, whatever you want to call yourself. You know who you are. Thank you very much for the opportunity to showcase it and talk about it. And I think it would be great to get people's opinions down in that comment section so that you can have a read about this and think about what you might want to be doing with it over time. But I think worst case scenario, just hold it for 20 years, enjoy it, see what it looks like in your stack and how it feels for you. If it's still right for you, then hold it. But the thing with a lot of these coins is you've got to think about them as a gamble. So you're looking at, this one might not make you money, but the next one that you buy that's cool and high relief and antiqued might do that. It's knowing how to pick it and when to pick it and when to get out of it that makes the biggest deal. And that's what I felt like I did quite well with the 2-ounce versions. And now, of course, we see the kilo versions. And I'm skipping them myself. But as you can see, some people are getting them. Anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. And I'd like to know your thoughts down in the comments. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next video. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.